Okay, let's talk about AI video, because the whole field just took this absolutely massive leap forward. For years, we've seen some incredible stuff, but there's always been this frustrating wall that kept AI from really telling a story. Well, today we're looking at the tech that might have just smashed right through it.
So, what is that wall? It's the question that's been nagging at everyone in this space. I mean, you can generate a stunning photorealistic shot of a dragon flying over a city, no problem. But what happens when you ask the AI, okay, what does the dragon do next? That's where everything just falls apart.
The single biggest challenge? It all comes down to one word: coherence. AI got really good at creating beautiful moments, but it was terrible at stringing them together into anything that actually made sense. After just a few seconds, the logic of the world it just created would start to fray. And then, poof, it would completely unravel.
And look, this isn't just some minor glitch we're talking about. It's a fundamental issue, what we call AI video's coherence problem. You can think of it as the ghost in the machine that turns these super promising little clips into, well, nonsensical and often bizarre digital chaos.
You've definitely seen this happen. A character is walking down the street, and in the very next shot, they're wearing a different shirt, or they've turned into a completely different person. A coffee cup sitting on a table might just vanish into thin air. A story that starts out as a detective solving a crime suddenly becomes a video about baking a cake for no reason. This is the AI losing the plot, literally. So, there's a fancy name for this, of course: temporal incoherence. Temporal just means related to time. In simple terms, the AI couldn't remember what it had just created. It was failing to keep reality consistent from one moment to the next. It basically had no long-term memory, and that right there was the wall.
But what if that wall is finally coming down? A totally new approach has emerged, a model designed specifically to solve this exact problem. It's called mixture of contexts, and trust me, it represents a whole new way of thinking about how to generate AI video.
Now, what's so crucial here is that this isn't about just throwing more and more computing power at the problem. That's the old way of doing things. Mixture of contexts, or MOC for short, is an architectural breakthrough. It's about giving the AI a fundamentally smarter way to think about creating a video. You know, the best way to wrap your head around this is to imagine the AI is now a film director. A real director has to keep the entire movie in their head, right? The overall plot, the feeling of a scene, and where every single actor and prop is supposed to be from shot to shot. This new model does something very, very similar. So how on earth does it actually pull this off? Let's peel back the layers a little bit and look at this ingenious mixture of information that makes the whole thing so powerful and so coherent. It's the key question, isn't it? How does it beat that temporal incoherence we were just talking about? How does it remember the character's shirt color, keep the coffee cup on the table, and make sure our detective actually stays a detective? Okay, so it all works by blending three different layers of context. First up, you've got the global context. That's the big picture, the main plot. Think of it as the script. A detective investigates a clue. Then it looks at the temporal context. That's the moment-to-moment action. She picks up a magnifying glass. She leans over the desk. Third, it processes the spatial context, which is like the set design. The desk is made of oak. A lamp is on the left. And then, and this is the magic part, it intelligently mixes all three of those contexts together for every single frame it generates. That's how it ensures everything stays perfectly consistent. The theory is really elegant, but what about the results? Well, this new approach doesn't just give us a small improvement. It creates an absolutely massive leap in performance, totally changing what we thought was even possible with AI video. So, where the old methods gave us these short, glitchy clips that would just drift off plot, mixture of context delivers long, coherent scenes that actually stick to the story. It finally overcomes those memory problems that plagued the older models, letting it generate these long sequences without losing track of itself. And here it is. This is the wow moment. Just look at this chart. It shows the maximum length of a truly coherent video you can generate. Look at that difference. It's not a 10 or 20% improvement. We're talking a whole different league. We're going from a world of 5-second curiosities to a world of minutes-long, story-driven scenes. It's a huge deal. This isn't just a technical update. It feels like the beginning of a completely new era for video. I mean, when an AI can actually maintain a narrative, it stops being just a fancy image generator and starts becoming a storyteller. And the implications of that, they're staggering. Seriously, just think about it for a second. We're on the verge of AI-generated short films with consistent characters and plots. Imagine game worlds that build themselves around you, with stories that never repeat. Or educational videos that are created on the fly, tailored exactly to your questions. Or even filmmakers who can instantly prototype entire scenes. This technology unlocks all of that. And that leaves us with one final and really fascinating question to chew on. As this tech goes from being just a tool to more of a creative partner, our entire relationship with storytelling is going to change. When an AI can conceive, direct, and render a whole story from just a simple prompt, who's the real storyteller? The human with the idea, or the machine that actually brings it to life? It's a question we're all going to be answering very, very soon.